Alright, this is a walkthrough of activity 9.12, determining group policy settings using the resultant set of policy tool. What is the RSOP? The RSOP is, for policies, for GPOs, what the effective permissions applet was for NTFS permissions. To do just that, when if you have multiple policies and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on, kind of like how we had before. We showed an admixture, a mismatch earlier between the domain level and the OU level. How we can block inheritance and things like that. Well, maybe somewhere up and down the line we have multiple OUs nested together, and we've set policies, and we need a way to go back and look and say, just what exactly is the effective permission and at what level. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and go back to our group policy for our domain, and we're going to go ahead and flip this back, and this is according to number 3. They want us to just go ahead and say disabled, and it's might as well be the same as saying not configured, but it's going to match what the GPO is for marketing, which is what we're going to look at. We're going to look at for a particular user here in a second. Okay, so we've made that change. I go ahead and update it just for grunts, and we're now going to, just like we did before, we're going to have a blank MMC, and that again was typing from the run command MMC. Opens up a blank one. If we type dsa.msc, that looks familiar because that's our Active Directory users and computers. And this is just the blank MMC. We'll go ahead and say we want to add a snap-in, and we want to do the RSOP, which is right there. Resultant set of policy. Okay. And this is where we want to generate. Right click on RSOP, we want to generate resultant set of policy. We'll say next. This is part 9, where it says we want logging mode. We want this computer, in this case this server or this domain controller, and we want to select a specific user. In this case, McGowan. And we're going to say summary of selections. Yes, we'll say next. We'll say finish. And this is going to basically tell us, of all the different policies that are going on. This is going to say what the final ones were. So we want to open up Windows security options. Under computer options, they say open up Windows settings, security and local policies. Can't really read that, but we can see where these basic settings are coming from the default, the domain default. And we could also come through here, since we've been playing around That's the only one explicitly set. The fact that we removed it but blocked it and this and that and back and forth, more or less remove it, it's enabled, so she doesn't have a run command. Tells you that they're getting it from the marketing policy, so that's the last override. So whichever policy is in effect for that setting, you can see here which one it is. So as I said, this is a wonderful little tool that when you're troubleshooting multiple policies and trying to figure out what the heck's going on, what is the actual effective settings for a user, and it'll tell you the last policy that's in effect for it, and that'll help you to maybe troubleshoot if you've got multiple policies, multiple levels, where you need to make the appropriate adjustments, or if you need to remove or change policies at those separate levels. This concludes the walkthrough of activity 9-2, determining group policy settings using the RSOP tool.